So where do I even start? The 2020s have been a roller coaster for LEGO Star Wars fans, but especially for the people that are fond of clones in particular. We have gotten so much variety, and I wanted to make a video to talk about my thoughts on the different sets and clones that we have gotten up to the end of 2023, beginning of 2024. As we all know, it all started on 2020 with the beloved 501st Battle Pack. This set really felt like a fantasy concept made by a diehard Clone Wars fan. And I guess this is an accurate description because this is pretty much a fan-made set. I don't know the details, but my understanding is that the community pushed this idea to make it happen. That being said, the set had a small flaw. The truth is that LEGO added more vehicles in order to raise the price of the battle pack. The clone fans immediately raised an eyebrow when they saw what LEGO did. They knew that this set in particular will sell regardless, since fans were too eager to get the 501st clones, right? But nonetheless, this set ended up thriving because at the end of the day, it was what we wanted. And considering that we will see this available for around $24 very often, it was an amazing deal. To me, it was great to get a speeder and a walker on the same set, because those are the two most iconic vehicles used in the Clone Wars for ground combat, and it had been a while since I got to own any of those wheels. But well, LEGO then decided to surprise the fandom by creating a clone that it might be niche, but cool nonetheless. The 332nd, mostly known as the Ahsoka clone, made an appearance on the last season of the Clone Wars series. The AAT cannon came with one of these guys, making it very desirable for the fans. Little did we know that LEGO had big plans for the Ahsoka clones. LEGO then threw a curveball that was very well received by the community. They came up with the 187 clones, with a purple design, something that we've never seen before. This set is basically perfect, but the community doesn't let anything slide. People noticed that an element that has been present in the past was missing here. And this was the first time that LEGO was giving us a printed Kama that will replace the cloth piece in the future. But hey, the set was doing so many other things right that I feel like the fandom contained their criticism, which is something that doesn't happen very often. But the set knocked everything out of the park, to the point that nobody mentions this set when the issue is brought up, but this is where the fun begins. When the ATTE was released, we were all extremely excited to get it on our hands. We got a new face to Captain Cody for the first time, and the figure looked fantastic, but the mold used for Cody's helmet was reused to make the other clones, and a lot of people weren't happy with the design of these new helmets, and they voiced their opinion about it. Since this is my video, I just wanna say that personally I prefer no holes over holes. I think that LEGO is already unproportionate enough to make the helmets even bigger and more square looking. At the same time, I'm not gonna complain about it too much, because this is not enough to ruin the experience for me. The clones still look fantastic, and overall I know LEGO already heard the complaints, so I'll rather talk about different things on my videos. The wheel of the ATTE is fantastic. This is one of the sets that I really wanted as a kid, but buying an $80 set when you're 10 years old and living in Mexico, it was something out of reach. LEGO does not adjust prices according to the region, which is why LEGO is not as popular or accessible in third world countries. It has the stamp of a premium toy. But continuing on the topic, LEGO will actually stick to the new design of the helmets. One of the biggest criticisms for the holes was the fact that clones without accessories don't look as good, which is why LEGO made the Specialist Battle Pack, in which all the figures came with accessories for the helmet holes. That was a smart move, but it didn't fix the problem. I personally enjoyed this set a lot. As someone that actually played Battlefront 2 for quite a bit, I was pretty excited to get the heavy clones and the officer. But this wasn't the first time in which LEGO did not give us cloth wastegapes for a figure that needed it, so the fandom didn't let it slide this time. LEGO then came up with the 332nd Battle Pack. That caught me completely by surprise. I thought this was a really cool concept, and a lot of people like these clones, so I think it was a good idea to make a battle pack. But this set was also received with harsh criticism. BOD was not as accurate with the prints and the accessories, and for a lot of people the set became a talking point to compare the OG 332nd, using it to show why they don't like the new helmet design. And let me compare these two identical clones side by side so that we can really see the difference here. Again, to me, the helmet holes now look more square, which makes them look a little bit bigger. The older helmets actually look slicker, but that's all I have to say about the helmet hole controversy. I understand why people do like these clones. When I say I don't like helmet holes, what I mean is that I prefer the version without them, but that doesn't mean that I don't like the new clones. In fact, I love them, otherwise I wouldn't have so many of these new sets. Regardless, we can all share our opinions, but it's the way in which we do it that will determine the reaction of the people that listens to those thoughts. And people tend to communicate their preferences as the ultimate truth, or make you believe that if you disagree, you're wrong. And that is just ridiculous because we all have different tastes. We can all like different things. But moving on. We saw the Shock Troopers make a return, and not only that, but for the first time we saw a Phase 2 Commander Fox. And again, we know that the figure is not perfect, but I'm honestly very happy with how I made mine look, and how my collection looks with him on it. I'm a purist collector, so I don't care about having anything customs on my shelves, so I'll take anything that LEGO throws my way. I love the Republic gunship as well, I really enjoy the scale, I just wish I could fit more figures inside of it. Even though I still wish we had a white gunship, I like the idea of having something to look forward to add to my collection. Eventually, LEGO will make one, so I'm not gonna complain about the version that we currently have. I'm only showing P2 clones for a couple of reasons. The affordable set that had P1 clones on it was nearly impossible to get. I checked multiple times and it was always out of stock on the LEGO page, and I didn't wanna help a flipper by buying them from them. The underproduction was so ridiculous that to me the set didn't even exist at all. Also, I was not interested on the UCS Republic gunship, so I apologize for not mentioning these sets at all. In the last 3 years I grew my collection a lot, and being honest, when I look at what I have gathered, the positives overcome the negatives. Personally, I think this has been an amazing time for LEGO Star Wars fans, and when we thought that we had everything, LEGO decided to release regular P2 clones to the roster of clones for the 2020s, something that we have been waiting to see for a very long time. I want to finish the video by saying that you should not let what other people think or say ruin the experience for you. YouTubers like MNR and LifeBricks might have strong opinions, but they live from making content and giving their thoughts. They already have huge amounts of clones, so the excitement of seeing figures come back is not there for them anymore, because they have a version of these figures that from their perspective is superior. And I agree to some degree. So their stronger talking point is the criticism. For me, I'm getting a lot of these figures for the first time in my life, and I'm 26 years old. I have been around for all those cool sets and clones, but with school and life I couldn't really buy LEGO as I do now. And from this perspective, this is a golden era for all the fans that missed out at some point, and this is why I have spent the last few years enjoying the hobby and growing my collection. Seeing somebody disagreeing with me is not gonna affect me or make me change my mind. And you shouldn't let what other people think influence your likes or dislikes, not with LEGO nor with anything in life. I can tell you from experience that you will be the happiest once you learn to listen to others without being affected by the way in which they feel or think. So, be happy, enjoy your collection, don't get triggered by videos online, but most importantly and above everything, like and subscribe. I'm Beyond LEGO. Peace out.